me I was not the only one when I saw the title of this movie to think of this song.
Look at this photograph.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing The Photograph, which of course comes out this Valentine's Day weekend, and it's definitely one of the movies that it's a dramatic romance. It's going to the theaters this weekend. It's aiming for you couples. Might make you leave the theater wanting to fall in love, maybe fall even more in love, but I will say I was a little bit mixed on this movie. Of course, before we get any further into this review, guys, though, make sure again to hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys are new here and enjoy early movie reviews, I do them all the time over on this channel, and the best thing about this is that I want to have a discussion with you guys, so make sure to comment down below and let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you guys excited for this movie? Do you guys love movies? Let's discuss it down there. Photograph, of course, stars Lakeith Stanfield, Rob Morgan, Issa Rae, and Calvin Harrison Jr. It's a series of intertwining love stories set in the past and in the present, and after a mother dies and leaves her daughter hurt and confused, it ends up leading her on a path to fall in love with a reporter. First off, while I was mixed on this movie, I do have some major pros to this, and one of those comes off to be Lakeith Stanfield and Issa Rae, which really are the two reasons that I was truly excited for this movie, because I'm a sucker for these romances, and starring two of the up-and-coming actors and actresses that I really just look forward to seeing in all these other things really put a big smile on my face. Issa Rae always has this charm to her, and she has it brightening off the screen inside this movie, and Lakeith Stanfield just has this nice, weird kind of, you can believe the guy, you kind of cheer for the guy, but he also has this charismatic personality that's really subtle. He's just that cool guy that you love hearing and kind of just love being around, and he really brings that charm into this movie as well, and really when you get both of them together, they're gleaming off the screen. Especially one of the things that I loved about the romance in this movie, and while I didn't love all the aspects of the romance, I love the awkward first couple dates that they have, and the way that they are slowly building up this relationship, and the way that it kind of works in there. And the same thing can be said about the past relationship, because of course it's going between the past and the present many different times. I love the beginning of both of those relationships and the way that they just start to flourish. It's just beautiful to see, and also very relatable, because a lot of relationships always start off a little bit awkward, and I just love seeing them in those developments. Of course, the other thing I will also very much mention is the vibe of this movie is just genuine and tender loving. It's very seductive in its nature, but it makes you fall in love with it, while also at the same time making you leave the theater kind of wanting to fall in love, or maybe if you're already in love, falling a little bit more in love. I don't know how Stella McGee was able to really harmonize this vibe into there, and maybe a lot of it can kind of go to the score and the musical soundtrack that they have interweaved. Some people won't love it, but I surely did, and I thought the way that, again, that it was interweaved, and I've always looked at love and relationships as a way of music. It's harmonized perfectly within it, and I really thought it was one of the big, strongest standpoints was really the vibe of this whole entire film. And of course, since I did have those pros, I did mention that I was mixed on the movie, and easily the most mixing part about the movie was the way that they build off the relationships. And I thought a lot of that had to do with the way that it focuses between the past and the present, because there are times when you're so intertwined and entranced within the present that then you all of a sudden it halts and goes to the past. And I get that how it was trying to interweave the love story, and I do understand the message at hand. I actually really liked the message that it's trying to tell. I didn't think it was totally right in your face and kind of did it in the best way. I get what it was going for. I just didn't think, though, as it was trying to tell the story, that the pacing was very much halted in every single one of those elevating moments when it's trying to build up these relationships, again, whether in the past or the present, and I never thought it did it to the right manner to make me actually care more than just kind of because I like the actors and actresses and the performances they're giving. There was never much more to the story that made me really fall in love with these characters, and there was a couple jumps of where I'm like, I don't know if I would believe that after only a couple dates here and there, because really the present, I didn't think they built up enough for me to really understand the fundamentals of what is going on with this love story, besides, again, the performances at hand. Every time it halted, it felt like it halted the pacing, and just right as you're trying to get into it within the next story, it halts it again. And it just did that so many times throughout that it made the film kind of drag at times and really harmed the romance at hand. Before I give you guys my final thoughts on the photograph, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Are you guys excited for this one? Are you just going to check it out this Valentine's Day weekend? What are you guys seeing this Valentine's Day weekend? Let's discuss it down below, guys. So if you guys are new here, though, make sure to head over to Samtron Films as well down below on how to see films early. And of course, just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So overall, even though the photograph was a mixed bag, I thought the vibe of this movie was perfect and really harmonized with this love story that was being told at hand, and was easily the strongest part about this movie. The performances are good, and while it was halted at many different times of progressing the romance, I was still entertained for the most part. And I think if you go and see this movie, you're not going to walk out completely pissed off. I think you're going to walk out and be like, that was a nice little romance, and then maybe afterwards, maybe fall in love just a little bit more because of the vibe within it. So all that said, I'm going to give the photograph a C. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this movie. You guys excited for this one? Are you not? Let's discuss it down below, guys. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. And of course, until next time, stay classy.